Hello and welcome to my video. My name is G Cookie and I'm here to explain my new, well, not new. This is a pretty old deck that I made in the past and I really liked it. I never shared it with anyone because it was a very broken deck. This deck, if you get one or two Flying Fortress Skyfire onto the field, you practically won. You practically won. Here I'm going to explain to you why. First, this deck revolves around 3 Flying Fortress Skyfire, 3 Unknown Synchrons, and 3 Flying Fortress, Machina Fortress, I mean. Um, you need Dark Tuners. So I have 3 Junk Synchrons and 3 Unknown Synchrons as my Dark Tuners in my deck. I run 3 Machina Fortress because I can just discard this card to special summon him. 3 Machina Gear Frames to get Machina Fortress to my hand, and 3 Scrapper Cyclers to get either Flying Fortress Skyfire or Machina Fortress to my graveyard. I run Solar Wind Jammer, and I also run a Gen X Highlight Birdman. I run 3 Junk Synchrons. I run 1 Foolish Pot of Duality and a 1-for-1. A tuning, well, 2 tunings, 1 limited removal, and 3 instant fusions. I run 2 Shards of Greed and 3 Hearts of Clear Water. Hearts of Clear Water are in the deck, and I'll explain to you after I explain these last cards. I run 1 Day of Peace, 1 Bottomless, and Solemn Warning, and Compulsory. Now to explain, my Heart of Clear Water is there only for one reason and one reason only. To protect my Dark Flat Top. Because Dark Flat Top truly needs protection. This guy is the whole reason why Flying Fortress Skyfire kicks a lot of booty in this deck. And it's because he can special summon Flying Fortress Skyfire ignoring its summoning conditions. That's the great part about this deck. Also in the extra deck, I run a Stardust, I run 3 Cyber Swords, I run 1 Scrap Dragon, 1 Thunder End Dragon, I run 3 Bilzy the Diabolic Dragons, 1 Void Ogre Dragon, and 2 Lavalval Chains. This deck is just so powerful. When you get this Flying Fortress Skyfire out, you've practically won, and I shall explain to you why. This card has 2 effects. First effect, you can send 1 card from your hand to the graveyard to destroy 1 card your opponent controls. Now that is not just a good effect by itself, because the second effect is even greater. When your opponent normal summons or special summons a monster, destroy it and inflict 800 damage to your opponent. Every time, in other words, you just have to sit and wait. When your opponent normal or special summons a monster, you can immediately destroy it and take 800 life points off of your opponent. Also, don't think this effect only applies to spells and traps, to monsters and to only monsters. It also applies to spells and traps if your opponent sets them, because it also has a third effect. When your opponent sets a card, destroy it and inflict 800 damage to your opponent. So you could save yourself a lot of trouble from trap cards. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed this deck build that I've made. Trust me, you're not going to find anyone with this deck build. This is the only place where you can find it, because it's made by me, solely me, and I've checked around to see if anybody has something, close to it, but all the Flying Fortress Skyfire decks I've seen are all old style decks. Anyways, guys, I'm also here to show you about my page, Builds for Duelists Yu-Gi-Oh! It's a page where you can post your decks. Doesn't matter if they're fun or if they're competitive, you can post them here. You can post anything Yu-Gi-Oh! Topic related. this is where I'm gonna be posting every one of my decks which I create, and all I want you to do is just give it a like. If you can, it'll help me out a lot, and it'll help you out too because a lot of people are gonna be using these decks, this page to post out decks that are really amazing that they've created. Their own opinions. You can share them. It's all good. Um, Anyways, if you can like, rate, comment, and subscribe, I would very much appreciate it. And thank you for your attention.